Oh hi, I didn't see you there. I was just doing my favorite activity in Bloodborne. So you've decided to do all of the optional content, huh?
Hell yeah. Bloodborne's my favorite game.
Alrighty then. Let's just cut to the chase. In my eternal quest to grug it through this game, this is the final stat block that I ended up at after beating everything. You could absolutely grind at Murgo's Loft right now until you reach it, but I didn't. I started the slaughter immediately after beating Murgo's wet nurse's booty cheeks like a pair of bongo drums. I only got to that stat block at the end of the game so I could R1 my way through the hardest content. Getting to 50 in the 4 main stats would absolutely allow you to crush the remaining content even harder. I also kept using the Tonitrus for science. I eventually switched to the saw cleaver myself because, my god man, it's just way better. Seriously, just use a +10 saw cleaver. One final hot tip that I'm going to mention right here and now only. After beating a boss, if you have a lot of blood echoes but not enough for a level up, just return to Murgo's Loft to grind for a tune-up. Or buy consumables like beast blood pellets and bolt papers at the Bath Messenger. Speaking of bolt papers, go ahead and pick some up. When you're ready, it's back to the Upper Cathedral Ward. We've got some kin on the menu. Convenient that we already opened up this gate, huh? Just pass through them, then head upstairs. Aye, Lamau. Now head down into the Lumenflower Gardens, only to reveal a boss fight. A boss fight that's just a swarm of aliens. But there is a secret. Start off by braining all these interplanetary losers. Should have stayed on your home planet, dingus. You'll notice that one of these aliens is not like the others. He's a pacifist. That just means you'll be able to kill him even harder since he doesn't fight back. After a while, he'll explode into huge, but by that time he's probably already dead. That's what you get for gaslighting Mulder in every episode of the X-Files. Celestial Emissary is definitely a boss that exists inside Bloodborne. Light the lamp, then smash the window. There's no breaks. Straight into another boss fight. Wow, another cathedral. How shocking. Run around the area and you can loot a Call Beyond. But Arcane is no bueno this playthrough. Dodge the aliens and ride the elevator down to the Altar of Despair. That doesn't sound very fun at all. Buff up and start smashing Ebrietas, the daughter of Cosmos. My one strategy here is just to run at her swinging. Seriously, that's kind of all I did. Eventually you should break her arms while wildly flailing about. Okay, listen. Attempt 1 almost went the distance with running it down while occasionally healing, but I did get chomped to death. For attempt number 2, did I adjust my strategy? Ha, you're a funny guy. It's straight back into the fight, buffing up, and back to body bonking. Weapon at risk. Okay, well no more buffing, I guess. I played a little bit more conservatively this time around. I made sure to heal every time I got hit, and I attempted to dodge some attacks. Shocking. Attacks just like that huge charge, you definitely don't want to get run over by that one. Or the space lasers. Definitely don't want to get hit by those either. You just gotta run. Elden Stars makes this look like a complete joke, man. Still have no idea how they expect you to dodge that one pre-patch. On the cusp of death from Frenzy, I smashed like 4 blood vials and lived. Then after pushing my Tonitrus to the limit with lightning, I bashed Ebrietas' brains in. Not the most elegant way to win, but a win's a win, baby. There's also a reason I never do any of Bloodborne's optional content. Just for fun, I went ahead and did Dingus Duria's questline. Just head back to the Dark Beast Parl's grave and unlock the door. Now just head up to Duria in reverse. Conveniently opened up that shortcut, huh? Climb up his little watchtower and approach him. He'll meet and greet you. Yeah, sure, buddy. I'll spare the beasts of Old Yarnum. Wink. He'll fall for it and hand over the powder keg badge. Joke's on him, I'm never coming back anyways. You can now buy the rifle spear and stake driver at the Bath Messengers. What's next? Cainhurst? Why you gotta keep bringing up vampires? Getting to Cainhurst is really simple, especially because we've done the hard part already. We picked up the Cainhurst summons while we were in Yosefka's clinic. See? It's like this was the plan all along. All you gotta do now is head over to Hemwick Charnel Lane and race that caboose to the end. You'll find a carriage. With the summons in hand, you'll get pulled over to the Forsaken Castle of Cainhurst. Oh my god, the horses are already dead. Also, we must have flew across that bridge somehow. Head forward and that massive gate will open automatically. Go ahead and light that lamp. You know, I used to know my way around here, but I just totally forgot. Thankfully, there's nothing of note inside unless you're an arcane or blood tinge build. More like blood cringe. Look at this guy with his blood cringe build. Uh-oh. Okay, resorting to plan B. Cheese it! Straight to the gate. Let me in! Let me in! It's now illegal for these idiots to attack me. Hang on, nobody told me this castle was haunted. These ghosts really aren't worth fighting, but I did it anyways. There is a Reiter Palash on the chest to the right of the stairs. This is a gunblade, just like my boy Squall. Upstairs on your right has a bloodstone chunk, as long as you can handle all these ghost women harassing you. The left side is the real way to go. God, there's just so many ghost women. Ignore everything in here and just head outside. Not gonna lie, this isn't a great design for a castle. It's gonna be super drafty in here, guys. Oh, come on, I thought Cainhurst was filled with vampires. Ah! Alright, listen, just keep going until you enter the library. Follow the path and use the stairs to launch yourself to the Evelyn. Another blood cringe weapon. Now head upstairs dodging all of the screaming women. I swear I used to know the way around here. Anyways, there's a bloodstone chunk in the corner. I distinctly remember doing something like this. You just gotta make it over the ledge. Alright, so I was wrong, and I still haven't figured it out just yet. But on the bottom floor there's an elevator that you should take down. This lets you return to the lamp, skipping that first section. Alright, finally! Back at the upper floors, just loop around until you find a busted window. Now you can head outside. Carefully plummet down to the next ledge until you reach the bottom. Now continue forward outside until you find a ledge that leads you back into the library. Head inside and yank that lever. Bookshelf shifting chicanery leads to a ladder and the way out of here. Head up the nearby spiral staircase to the rooftops. Ah! More vampires! Kill it! Oh, he was just guarding the knight's wig. Hang on. Did it just get 5 degrees colder? Was that Cold Goonius? Follow this linear but precarious path along the rooftops to arrive at yet another rooftop. But this time it's like a rooftop boss fight. Oh no, he's wearing the Burger King crown. No, don't say it! God, he's a wizard too? Get out for real. Oh right, this is supposed to be a guide. Yeah, dodge the blood skulls and dash in to bash his head in, I guess. The map topography is not going to help you in this fight. Ghost skulls are going straight through it. You just gotta keep that in the back of your mind. Finally, a brief moment of hand-to-hand combat, coward. Okay, now he's charging up. You can break him out of this, but I usually just wait to let him get it out of his system. Uh-oh, he's upset. Pop! Yoink! Got your guts. Parry fishing is a really good strategy on Martyr Ligarius, by the way. You don't even need to be good at it, but it does help. Slamming swords into the ground is no good. Blitz in there and bust it up to stop the blood skulls from harassing ya. Had enough harassment in Cainhurst, let me tell ya. See? Told you it was a good strategy. And it just keeps happening. Okay, maybe. Maybe I got a little overconfident, but that's what all of these blood vials are for, baby. Ligarius is slamming the sword down again? Nah, I'm just gonna kill him. Easy game, easy life. Loot Martyr Ligarius' corpse for the crown. Oh no, I'm drawn to its power. Don't think it, don't think it, don't say it. Put it on, light the lamp, and approach the throne. Only it wasn't. Upstairs, you'll find the only true vampire. You can just ignore her for now and grab the second Cainhurst summons from the table. Light the lamp, and alright, now you can talk to her. Bow down and join the Vile Bloods. I know you'll want to. You can be like a Samitsi, or maybe like a Gangrel, or even a Nosferatu in a wig, the most powerful vampire of them all. Once you've established your vampire character, return to the Hunter's Dream, and then head back to the Forbidden Woods. This time head backwards to head up to find Alfred. Sure, Alfred. I'll trade you the Cainhurst summons for the Wheel Hunter badge. Just don't crap your pants if you see a vampire. You know what? I'd better make sure he's okay. Oh my god, is there anything left of her? Fleshy pink pulp is right. Gonna yoink that for later. Back to the Cathedral Ward now. This is a rerun of the first time we found Alfred. Only this time he's ippy. Collect the Radiance Kirill rune. Honestly, this is the best rune in the game. Okay, fine! The best one that's easy to get. I sure as hell don't want to fight Bloody Crow for the Hunter rune, okay? The Radiance rune increases your healing from blood vials. Pretty significantly, honestly. This goes great with our Grugganit strategy. Definitely equip this into your Kirill rune slot. Nothing else compares. Except the Hunter rune, but I'm not getting that. Never thought that we'd be back here in the lecture building, but takes us to the Nightmare Frontier. Exit from the second floor lamp and get those sweet buns back to the door to the Mind of Mencia. Only this time, head to your right to find a church giant guarding a ladder. You can just dodge him, but I R1'd him to death. Now, descend. Whoa, it's Patches, but he's like a spider guy this time. Go ahead and talk to him for some insight and a rune. Now open the doors. But turn around and kill Patches first. The right side leads to the Nightmare of Mensis, so head left to go to the Nightmare Frontier instead. Don't waste your time looking around this nerd location. Just head straight to the door on the end. After you teleport, there's a lamp right in front of you, so light it. Only one task to do inside the Nightmare Frontier, and that's to beat a boss. And look at that, his arena's right over there. Just gotta get down there now. Whoa, a treasure goblin kill- What, bloodstone shards? Alright, well, okay then. Head into the frontier, then drop down a couple of times to find an inactive elevator. It's not the wrong way, man. Just keep going along the wall and drop down into more stagnant water. Why does it just keep happening? You'll inevitably get poisoned, so either pop an antidote or just deal with it. Start sprinting and dodge the monsters from the movie Life and the rock-throwing giant. Very important that you don't get brained by one of those boulders. Continue down the switchback and absolutely crush this winter lantern. There's no cover in here and you're gonna get frenzied. Keep your health full as Frenzy tears off 75% of your HP. This is a good time to make use of Alfred's boosted blood vials. Definitely getting close, just avoid falling down bottomless pits. Here's the bridge to Amygdala, but I want that shortcut for safety, just in case. The torchbearer guides the way, even though he is absolutely not your friend. Head to the top and activate the elevator, then just immediately go back down and work your way back to that bridge. The obvious boss doorway is obvious. Amygdala will jump down, but just like, start swinging, guy. Damn, he's just spamming R1 too. You're gonna do terrible damage to his leg, so aim for his arms and head if you can reach it. Also, don't bother locking on. Once you actually start smashing his fingies, that HP bar really starts to plummet. Amygdala's inevitably gonna fall, then you can visceral attack him to send him to the bottom. The rock bottom!
That's a finisher.
Only I missed. But you know, some follow-up R1s finish the job. Now just head into the hut and get yourself a chalice. And of course, light the lamp. That was the last of the optional content outside of the super secret final bosses, at least in the main game. Oh, what's that? You want to do the DLC too, huh?
Hell yeah, Bloodborne's my favorite game.
Getting into the Old Hunter's DLC is simple. After beating Vicar Amelia, just return to the Hunter's Dream. An eye of a blood-drunk hunter will appear on the stairs to the workshop. Just grab this, and if you're playing casually, you probably did on instinct. Once you've got the eye of the blood-drunk hunter, head out to the left side of Odeon Chapel. Walk over to the tree and a giant amygdala will snatch you up, teleporting you to the Hunter's Nightmare. All that is assuming you have the Old Hunter's DLC downloaded. If not, maybe if you ask nicely, your wife will buy it for you. Just light the lamp in here. They wouldn't just reskin the Cathedral Ward for the DLC, would they? The Hunter's Nightmare is the thing of my nightmares, filled to the brim with obnoxious enemies. There's loads of new treasure to collect, but I'm not gonna bother with any of it, except for the mandatory stuff, and stuff I pick up by accident. God, the Beast Cutter is so cool. Same thing with the Kirk Hammer. Those were gonna be my go-to weapons, but they suck, man, they're so bad. Okay, back on topic. First things first, you gotta run up the path to get to the chapel. This is exactly the same as when you went to Vicar Amelia. There were less flaming boulders there, though. Dodge the goons and open the door. Wait, hang on, it's opening automatically. Oh my god, a monster man! Cheese it! Head all the way to the altar to find the eye pendant. This is required to pick up, even though it kinda doesn't feel like it. That was the easiest part. Now for the really fun part of the Hunter's Nightmare. Wait a bit for those goons to kill each other. Now exit the cathedral and head left through a cave. There's a gun line here. Use the blockades on the sides to serpentine all the way to the end, avoiding the gunfire. Smash the guns for your own satisfaction. Continue down the linear path to get to a house. Dodge the old hunter or get brained by the beast cutter. Seriously, it's only good when these guys use it. Regardless, enter the building and immediately deke right, then head left to drop down to the River of Blood. Oh my god, it's everything Bloodborne promised. You can head up to the bridge or go under it through the swamp of blood-sucking vampires. Neither are great options. I went up and around this time. It seems slightly safer. The paths converge, so just continue up the River of Blood. If you have a blue elixir here, you can pop it for invisibility. Blue elixirs actually help a huge amount in these areas. I just always forget to use them. After all, you might need it later. You're welcome to smash the dogs and crows here. It does actually help a little bit. Because now, you have to climb that ladder guarded by an old hunter. Just bait him away, deke him out, and climb the ladder. Head up for some ominous donging of the bell. Avoid the church giant with a cannon here. It's very important that you don't get exploded by the cannon. Now just head to your right, but like the second right. This will lead you into the tomb, which has another lantern. Light it right away. Checkpoint hopping always wins, baby. You can head under the sarcophagus to find a treasure goblin with more chunks. Really useful if you skipped upgrading the saw cleaver like I did. Optional is getting your ass kicked by the old hunter, and then by a bunch of crows. But if you do fall down here, your escape route leads to the whirligig saw, lovingly referred to as the pizza cutter. Otherwise, just work your way back to the lamp, and then the hunter's dream. It's boss prep time. From the lamp, just follow the River of Blood to the obvious boss arena. Just never stop, because you're liable to get scalped. Head inside the obvious boss door for a cutscene. You'll have to fight the horrific horseman, Ludwig. God, I hate horses. They're truly the spawn of Satan. That's some real deep lore for you, and no, I'm not going to elaborate on why. My eternal quest to spam R1 continues on Ludwig von Horstenstein. This guy gave me a ton of trouble my first time through, and honestly, I have no idea why based on how this went. Sure, I actually had to dodge some attacks, but getting up in his business with a lightning-infused Tonitrus worked really well. Maybe it's the not locking on. I'm sure that's helping a lot. But maybe it's just the more relaxed attitude. Oh right, guide tips. When he jumps, sprint to the other side of the arena and he'll totally miss you. Most of the time. Afterwards, just get back in there and start blindly swinging. At around 50%, Ludwig will regain some of his sanity to become Ludwig von Holy Bladenstein. He actually gets easier this time since he kind of slows down. Just run straight at him again and start swinging. Beefy stat blocks let you body tank everything. You've got the rally system at your side, and Alfred's Ascended Vials help a lot too, I'm not gonna lie to you. Eventually you're gonna break something, and then Ludwig will fall for a visceral, tear his wangus clean off. Then just hang on, space lasers, that's no fair. Damn bro, chill out, you just gotta let me win here. Finally, Ludwig lets up enough to let me knock him over again. I'm sure he's got a second wangus to rip off in there somewhere. That's the accursed hunter Ludwig. I'll take an 11 blood vial tax for a win every day of the week. Seriously, running it down is working surprisingly well. Who knew? Ludwig's head's around here somewhere. You can talk to him, but... Shut up, crime! Every FromSoft game's got a Moonlight Greatsword, and this one also does. Light the lamp, and return to the Hunter's Dream as usual. From all of these optional boss fights, I was sitting at like 56 insight. After beating Murgo's Wet Nurse, you can buy Blood Rocks for 60 insight at the Bath Messenger. I popped a couple of Madman's Knowledge and bought one, praying that I won't need it, knowing full well that a plus 10 Saw Cleaver is in my immediate future. Head inside the prison area and dodge everything. Seriously, don't bother fighting or looting anything in here. The Fist of Gratia is a joke weapon. Loot the big wisdom, and then head to the altar. Dodge the women here. They're scary, just like all women. Drop the eye pendant at the altar to ascend the elevator. Told you we needed it. Light the lamp. Now we're in the research hall, which is part 2 of this 3-part DLC. There are immediately 2 treasure goblins here. One on your left, and then one on the other side. Loop around and beat them both for 4 bloodstone chunks. Now it's time to head up the stairs, the only way that you can go. You can thunder smash all of the bloathead patients if you want, but running is still insanely viable. Maybe the most viable strategy of them all. Especially when there's like dozens of them in this room. Hell yeah, cheese it. Oh god, they're blocking the exits? Loop around, loop around. Alright, fine. They've chosen violence and I'm gonna respond in kind. Make some distance, isolate, and eliminate. After you've done bashing their brains in, you can head upstairs and go through the door, calmly. Climb the ladder for more? Oh god, he's got a weapon! This was a self-defense situation, you all saw it. Continue up the stairs and open another door. The door on the end on the right side has more enemies, but it does have a saucy blood gem. You might want to check it out. Otherwise, head up the stairs now, being careful not to get machine gunned down. That dude just tanked it for me. Head up and then jump, or just go around and take out the machine gunner. If you wrap around, you can brain bonk more of those enlarged head patients. Then enter the room to find an enlarged head for yourself. It's kind of funny, I guess. Back to the wheelchair guy's side, enter the door on the right to find an elevator. Take this down, but be careful, this is only half a shortcut. You're gonna get blasted by gunners here, so run around smashing them to pieces. Afterwards, yank the lever and ride this elevator down to the bottom. Now you can unlock the door. That's the full shortcut. Return to the Hunter's Dream to dump your blood echoes if you want. I'm not your dad. Otherwise, you can just head back up. After the first elevator, head to the corner of the room and go downstairs. Clear out all the enemies here to find nothing. Yeah, okay, fine. Double back and head up the ladder. Unlock this door to find a church servant and just knock him off the edge. Yeah, another wrong way, huh? God, I'm lost. I swear I used to know my way around here. Alright, back up the second elevator now. This has to be it. Ah, no, please! Definitely should have followed my own advice and done my blood echoes. Anyways, just work your way back up there. My goodness, just look at the time, it's revenge o'clock. These guys really are hardly worth the effort. And seriously, why are there so many ladders here when everyone's apparently getting blood transfusions or wheelchair bound? No way that they're capable of climbing ladders. Just FromSoft things. Ah, roof rafters, my favorite place. Just run around looting the place only to get nudged off the edge by a falling crow. You know, I thought I hated the Hunter's Nightmare, but the research hall is rapidly ascending to number 1 most hated. Now that you're back here, head straight for the obvious path, the raised staircase. Use this lever to ascend it. Okay. Oh, right, there's a lower part, so it's actually usable. Shortcut unlocked. Alright, it's time for the boss. You can just bold Hunter's Mark back to the lamp, it'd be pretty smart. But I'm not doing that, I'm running all the way back down, baby. Okay, never mind, I'm lost again. God, I hate this place. This looks safe enough. Fine, just kill me. 90,000 blood echoes gone. Bye-bye. Time for the boss, which is named after me, especially after all that nonsense. Head up the double elevator, then run over to the machine gun guy and kill him. Head downstairs to the landing, dodge the hunter, and then land on the stairs. Ascend to the sunflower garden filled with big dumb idiots. They really are just like me for real. The living failures live up to their name. They kinda just flail around miserably. But this is another Gang Squad fight, so just run in, swing your swings, and get out. You're gonna want to try and keep tabs on everyone as you smash their kneecaps. As you kill an individual living failure, more will spawn. Just repeat that same process. Whoa, bro, they put Soul Arrow in this game? Those big head slams hurt, so try not to get hit. But if you do, you're just like me for real. Spam blood vials. When enough living failures spawn, they'll summon asteroids from space. Use the giant sunflower column in the center of the arena to block them. If you're lucky, you may even get a smack around one of those living failures while they're channeling. Maybe. Honestly, the Tonitrus really seems to be losing steam here. Wouldn't be surprised one bit if these guys were strong against Blunt. How would they even smoke them? I don't see any mouths. Basically, for this fight, just run around like a chicken with its head cut off, taking swings whenever you can. Eventually, you should win. Maybe like when they start summoning even more meteors. Light the lamp when you're done. Oh, we got a bit of a boss rush going on. Open the door and head inside. Examine the corpse and start the battle with Lady Maria of the Astral Clock Tower.
Lady Maria? You mean my wife?
Hang on, what? We'll call a mulligan on that one. Time to lock in. Alright, I give up. It's time for that +10 saw cleaver that I've been screaming about. Time to truly practice what I preach. Really good thing that I had the foresight and insight to buy that blood rock, huh? I had more than enough blood shards, twin shards, and chunks from diligent collecting throughout the game to +10 that saw cleaver instantly. Now just to dump all of my best blood gems in, and get a few extra levels at Murgo's for good measure. I also bought some bolt papers. Alright, Lady Maria of the Astral Clock Tower, I got your number. Honestly, Lady Maria of the Astral Clock Tower really is the first fight where you have to put in some effort. I wish I could tell you that I grugged through this with R1s, but it's simply not the case. She is very exploitable with parry if you can get the timing down. I can't. I sure can't. This first phase is the easiest one by far. Get close and combo her when you get a chance. You're gonna have to repeat that a few times and eventually you're gonna wear her down for phase 2. She'll start buffing up. You can clip her a few times while she's doing this, but she'll explode in blood, which damages you, so back out fast. Blood cringe for real. The best time to hit her in phase 2 is during her huge charge attacks. She'll charge up, throw a massive line of blood that's honestly not that hard to dodge. Just boost forward and get in for some damage. Pistol parries also still work really well. Her combos are way longer range and deal a lot more damage in this phase, so you should play conservatively. At around 25% health, she's gonna buff up again. You can get some hits off, but her explosion is huge this time, so steer clear. Also, her attacks have flames now. Turns out she can parry you too. Can't say that I ever survived that one before. God damn, woman. But don't worry, I'll spam every single blood vial I have if it means a win. Idiot, you backed yourself into a corner. I had 2 blood vials left. Wasn't even worried. Okay, maybe a little bit. Huh, I did this entire fight without a beast blood pellet or fire/bolt papers. I guess I really did cheap out on your dodge sin. If you want my advice, you should absolutely use them during this fight. It'll add a lot of damage. More damage equals a shorter fight, and that equals more of a chance that you're gonna win. Yeah, I really never enjoyed this fight. But I enjoy the next part of the DLC, even less. Loot the clock thing and use it to enter the fishing hamlet. Head inside somehow and light the lamp. Get ready to move those bonds, because nothing, and I mean nothing in here is worth fighting at all. Once you see that first fish man, just start zooming through everything. This path is surprisingly linear, but there are a lot of fish guys. Aim for the well, and then keep moving up that hill. Dodge all those spooky ghosts they shoot at you by running. Also dodge the fish dogs, and those spear chuckers. They really don't want you to get to the end of this DLC. Just don't get gummed up on that hill. Head right, followed by right again. The fence means you're home free. Head left down the rooftops. Oh, never mind. Here's the church assassin, Brador. Just dodge him and head inside the mountain. Turn to your left and cross this walkway. Head forward, then cross back and dodge the enemies all while sweating profusely. Exit out the gate to the left and then head right up the hill to get to the shack, conveniently housing a lamp, so light it. Grab the cell key for funsies, and then we're heading back into that monster mountain. Whoa, buddy, lightning coming your way. Dodge left and head down the ladder. Immediately get killed by a tantrum-throwing trout that fell down. The lamp's right there, man, so just try again. Checkpoint hopping's always been the name of the game. This time at the bottom, follow the wooden pathway through the gross fish debris. You're never gonna get that smell out of your clothes. Enter the cave at the very end. You could head left and have a bad time for no rewards, but if you do, double back and drop down the ledge. which leads you to a convenient lever. Yank this as fast as humanly possible. Dodge all the enemies by running around in a circle while you wait for the world's longest elevator ride. Once it's down, just get on and ride it back to the hut. Take out any hop-ons. Hey, you're gonna get hop-ons. Open the gate at the top. Now, you're ready for boss attempts. Oh yeah, attempts are right, buddy. This is sure to be a gong show. Head down the elevator and follow the trail of weird worshippers to find rotting alien corpses. Which isn't the boss.
Oh, it's the Orphan of Chaos Emeralds.
What? No, he's just a shrimp guy. This should be no problem at all. Rats. Only thing I can do is run it back. Yeah, did I ever tell you I actually don't even like the Bloodborne DLC? Listen, I got a little disheartened at Orphan of Chaos, especially after 2 attempts that were like 1 hit away from winning. But then I remembered the whole plan. Back at Murgo's loft, I grinded aggressively for 90 minutes. Pig fisting's gonna carry me all the way to the end of this game. This is where I reached that endgame stat block I showed you at the very start. Let's see if it was all worth it. Spoiler alert, yeah. If I had slightly more damage in any of those earlier attempts, I would have won easily. God, it reeks like rotting fish. Passing through the boss fog once again, let's show this shrimp hoosh bosh. Spin to win, that's my trick. You can dodge through this if you're daring, but I'm playing this real conservatively. Whoa, buddy, exploding shrimps? I thought radioactive ones were bad enough. Pro tip, get behind Orphan of Chaos, then mash R1 with a bolt paper active. Oh yeah, that extra heft from grinding really helping survive these insane combos. Nothing can be done about those screams though. That being said, there really is no substitute for actually learning how to dodge attacks. Definitely do not be stingy with consumables. Keep that bolt damage up at all times. He fell right into my trap. Now that is an anus-based visceral attack if I ever saw one. He got so mad he exploded into phase 2. Yeah, I would definitely be dead here pre-grind. And now he's just screaming. Extremely pro tip here. This is where you get off the beach and go into the water. When Orphan of Chaos calls down the lightning, it always hits the corpse of Chaos first. I guess some say Cosm. But then it fans out. This is way easier to dodge if you're further away, such as in the water. I barely survived that hit, so thank God he's spamming it. What a cheeky little guy. I've learned my lesson. Just stay in the water. One of these days I'm gonna get a hit in. But until then, I'm just gonna keep on spamming boosted blood vials. Thanks, Alfred. God, would you please just stop jumping? Bolt paper on. I'm going in. Orphan of Chaos is spamming R1. I'm spamming R1. Everyone's just swinging violently. Having just a little bit more stamina would have been really nice right about now. Whoa, who could have guessed it? I won on the very first attempt post-grinding. After you win, you'll get a cutscene, along with a classy Nightmare Slain marking the end of the DLC. Except there's one more terrible boss to do. This one actually requires a little bit of prep though, because he's hidden. Start by heading back to the research hall and riding the elevator downward. Now you'll need to raise the elevator again and wait to get to the underside. Which wouldn't be a problem except for these 2 hunters harassing me. Seriously, nothing but harassment from women in the optional content in Bloodborne. Once the elevator's back down, grab Laurence's skull from the altar. I had to slice up that first hunter because she just wouldn't leave me alone. Then I fought the second one and died. I'm a good player, I swear. Now that I think about it, since the elevator's already raised, you could just come from Ludwig's arena and then just like go snatch it, but that's not what I did. But that's probably what you should do. Now return to the Hunter's Nightmare and just head straight back up the chapel, just like the first time we did this. Only this time, return Laurence's skull to its rightful owner. Yes, the secret optional boss of the old Hunter's DLC is Cleric Beast. But like, he's on fire and completely jacked up. Fire is obviously a no-go in this fight, so use a bolt paper instead, buddy. Chug a beast blood pellet too if you got one. Eternally grugging it is gonna have to take a backseat this time. Laurence just has way too much health and deals way too much damage to stand there R1 spamming. We're back to hit and run tactics. Dodge in, get a couple of hits in, then dodge out. Which is easier said than done, but that's what the blood vials are for. Do not get stingy with your bolt papers. Use one as soon as it runs out. Continue the onslaught, destroy them all, etc. And other darkest dungeon lines. I'm about as beefy as I've ever been fighting Laurence, so I shrugged off getting rock bottomed myself.
That's a finisher.
But I finally busted his face and visceraled him for my own finisher. That was the best time to get it too, because at like 40% health, Laurence melts. No legs, but he's leaving a magma trail behind him now. You're really gonna want to utilize the openness of the cathedral because, oh lordy, he coming. Great, he's got magma breath now too. Beautiful. This really is just hit and run tactics in full force. You have to wait for an opening to get in, do some damage, and then get out. Magma breath is one of the best chances for this, but once he stops chasing you is the best time. Definitely avoid the magma on the ground. It's liable to get you killed, mostly from that hit stun. Oh god, he's on top of me! Rally system, don't fail me now. Oh my god, please no. Down to my last blood vial. I'm going in! Wasn't even worried, he said, sweating profusely. But that was just from the heat of Laurence. Yep, this is the first time I ever actually beat Laurence, by the way. I've beaten this DLC like 3 or 4 times, and I've always skipped him. That's the Old Hunters DLC complete, along with all of the optional content cleared. It's time to end this game once and for all. Back in the burning Hunter's Dream, you said you wanted to do all of the content, so here we go. Slurp down those 3 1/3 umbilical cords like the world's largest, grossest spaghetti noodles. And I don't even like spaghetti on a good day. Now tell Gehrman that you hate him, and he's useless to the plot. He won't be able to handle the truth, and he'll aggressively attack you. Gehrman should be small potatoes compared to Orphan of Kos and Lady Maria of the Astral Clock Tower. Yeah, you gotta say the whole name all the time. What if the other Lady Maria heard you and thought you were talking about her? Gehrman's the first hunter ever, so he's got a trick weapon. In Scythe form, he's very parryable, but you can also just get in there and spam R1 to lock him down. Don't be like me. Be better than me. Have a bolt paper on at all times. Trading hits versus Gehrman is a legitimate strategy. He's actually pretty passive, so after you trade, you can get a bit of distance and heal yourself. Gehrman can't heal. Parry, miss. Hang on, wait a second, I know the timing for this. Secret Gehrman Scythe Mode parry technique. Wait till the tip hits the bottom, then pop him. Works like clockwork every single time. Anyways, rip Gehrman's balls off and then resume the battle. If you ever get Gehrman into a corner, just mash his face in with R1s, then back out once you're out of stamina. At 50% health, he buffs up, just like Lady Maria of the Astral Clock Tower. In almost exactly the same way, too. This first one doesn't actually have an explosion, though. If you time this really well, you can backstab him right as he comes out of his buffing, resulting in yet another anus-based visceral attack. I missed the mark a little bit this time. Sword Blunderbuss Gehrman is more annoying. He's faster and uses a gun. A gun that's way more powerful than yours. Parries are still an option here, but it's way harder to time them on the sword as far as I'm concerned. Fortunately for me, he almost immediately went back into phase 3, which is back to Scythe. This time he explodes after buffing, so stay far away. And it's a really big explosion, alright? Trading blows it is, baby! I'll win through sheer attrition. If Gehrman's gonna sit there in Scythe mode, I'm putting my hand on my holster upon my hip, and when he dips, I dip, then we dip together after I visceral him. Oh no, not his super attack, what are we gonna do? Body tank, it's the right answer. Gehrman got a little zesty, but he made a critical blunder. He played himself and got him stuck in a corner. R1 spam wins the day. After you beat the first Hunter Gehrman, you'll get the Old Hunter badge. Then Moon Presence will show up. Moon Presence is apparently responsible for all of this, or something, who knows? Wouldn't it be nice if there was any story in this game at all? And no, buddy, background set dressing in lore is not a story. Bloodborne's setting is super cool, but there is no plot to be had here at all. Moon Presence is a victory lap and formality after beating Gehrman. But I wanted to refresh and to buy the Burial Blade, so I'm out of here. Oh, come on, you interrupted my bold hunter's mark? Fine, take this. Okay, fine, I wasn't trying anyways. You can use the Old Hunter badge to buy the Burial Blade from the Bath Messenger. It's kinda cool if you're like a turbo edgelord, I guess. Anyways, you should restock on your items since going into Moon Presence without maxed out blood vials is just a cheeky FromSoft maneuver. This is exactly like the time I was completely tapped out from fighting Aldrich in Dark Souls 3. I finally beat him with no health left, then I got immediately sucked into the Dancer fight. That was stupid, and I'm still mad about it. Buffing with Bolt, you'll tear off giant chunks of health from the Moon Presence. It's bordering on unfair. Just mash R1 and you'll crush Moon Presence easily. You'll be absolutely slathering blood all over the place. Oh, look at that, a broken limb. Enjoy your visceral attack directly to the anus. Yeah, it's a face anus, you saw the cutscene. More R1 resumes, but oh look at that, it's Moon Presence's signature attack. He drops your HP to 1. The rally system is your friend here. Just mash R1s to restore yourself to full. Thank God I used all of my stamina directly before I used this attack, huh? You can also just chug some blood vials. Same effect. One final swing and it's all over. Bless us, great ones. And God bless us everyone, because it's all over. That's Bloodborne completed. And since you beat all of the optional content and the DLC, you've completed the game in a way to completely shield yourself from online criticism. Chalice dungeons? Bro, nobody does those. There are only 3 reasons to even consider them. Number 1 is that you're a Sony pay pig that wants to propose a toast to the cum chalice. 2, you actually want the platinum trophy. 3, you're a legitimate min-maxing psychopath. Number 2 may eventually be on the docket, but I'm absolutely not looking forward to fighting Rom, the vacuous spider, in an enclosed space. That killed my platinum attempt 10 years ago. Thank you for watching Backlog Buster with a special extra big thank you to all of my blessed Buster boys, and all of my friends for your voice lines across these videos. I'll catch every single one of you in the next one.